Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Team Venom Podcast. I'm your host, Rory Bailey, joined by Dave Burston, and live via telephone we've got Harvey Dale from Hope Wrestling. How's it going, Harvey?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good, yourself?
Yeah, not bad, Tom, mate. Thanks for joining us.
No problem at all.
A few of the main wrestling news this week is the whole thing's been focused on Survivor Series, with Roman Reigns becoming the number one contender for Seth Rollins' title, and also The Undertaker and Kane being set to face the Wyatts. Are you looking forward to this month's event, Harvey?
I can't say if I knew the Survivor Series was coming up, if I'm honest. I haven't watched WWE in years.
Fair enough.
Obviously I know Undertaker and Kane are. I've absolutely no idea who the two you just said they're facing are whatsoever. The Wyatts?
The Wyatts. Bray Wyatt and his Wyatt family.
Absolutely no clue.
Fair enough, man. We'll ignore the Survivor Series stuff. Me and Dave will come back to that later. But the big deal that they're making out of this year's Survivor Series is that it's the 25th anniversary of The Undertaker's debut. And as wrestling fans, we've all got good memories of Undertaker. What's your favourite Taker moment?
Oh, completely. I mean, I remember that, obviously. Ironically, that was not his debut.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I know it was.
He debuted 2 weeks earlier on Superstars, which wasn't shown until after it, but he was actually called Kane the Undertaker in his debut.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember him being called Kane the Undertaker. Yeah.
That was filmed. He'd actually debuted for them. Obviously, it wasn't shown on TV at the time until after the Survivor Series, but he'd actually debuted 2 weeks before that Survivor Series.
Well, the WWE's lying to us this month.
We all learn something new every day.
So, did you catch TNA's Bound for Glory by any chance?
I didn't, I'm afraid, but again, watching the American stuff, unfortunately, it always goes in my pile of things that I probably should do and never get round to doing. I mean, I try and get through one event every single week, but so far I've missed the last 118 weeks.
So, fair enough. Well, to summarise that...
We can gloss over this.
Yeah, but to summarise, the main event was Drew Galloway versus ECIII for the title. Where they threw Matt Hardy in at the last minute. Matt won and became TNA champion and gave it up within a day because ECIII's put an injunction against him, apparently. So, what do you reckon to how that sounds?
It's different. I mean, it's Russo booking for them now, is he? Or?
No, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins is apparently one of their main bookers. So.
Oh, okay.
Different.
Different?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, all three of the guys you just mentioned, they're all top talents, aren't they? So,
yeah.
If they put faith in those three to be the sort of the figurehead of the company, then I'm sure they know what they're doing when it comes down to it. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we caught up with Drew Galloway and EC3 a few weeks prior to the show, so we'll take all our listeners out to that audio just so you can see how they were preparing. But as is evident from this clip, they clearly had no idea that Matt Hardy was being shoehorned in. So here you go. Hi guys, this is Rory from Team Venom Wrestling Media in the UK. First, my question to you both is what if question. Basically, Ethan, what happens if come Sunday Drew beats you, becomes the man, takes the title? Where do you go next?
No comment, because I can't comment on false things. I can't comment on things that I don't foresee happening. If Drew were to defeat me and my title reign, my streak, at this juncture, I don't know how I would react, but I don't need to worry how I would react because it's not going to happen.
Fair enough. And obviously, Drew, what happens if you beat him?
Well, if you were listening earlier, I'm just going to keep continuing what Drew Galloway does. I'm going to keep performing across the world, but I'm taking that TNA title with me. That becomes the crown jewel. of my titles, and I take it around the world and become the first traveling world champion since Ric Flair. It's as simple as that. It's my goal. It's something I've had in my mind for a long time, and this Sunday I have the opportunity to make it happen in the biggest match of my life.
Okay, well, thank you both very much. It was great seeing you both at this year's Impact Tour, and we'll see you in January.
See you then, buddy.
Hell yeah. Throw any beer
cans waiting for me.
Crazy UK people.
Heck yeah.
Interesting stuff. I may have to dig that one out. They film several weeks in advance now, don't they?
Yeah, James Storm appeared in NXT a few weeks ago, and he's still on this week's Impact. So, fun times.
Well, I mean, to be fair to him, it's not the first time shit like this has happened over the years, is it? So,
No.
Lex Luger on 2 channels at once and things like that. It's not the first time it's happened.
Rick Rude was another one who famously was in a segment with DX on Raw, but the hour before Raw went on the air, debuted for WCW.
Yeah, completely. So, I mean, it does happen. Obviously, it's not ideal is it, in this day and age when you're up against a company like WWE and you have to film weeks and weeks in advance because people are going to find out what's going on, and WWE are going to try and stitch them up, I dare say, any way they can, aren't they? So,
yeah.
they've learned from their experience.
Yeah, to be fair to WWE on this, they did keep us an arrival pretty quiet. They just literally...
It was just a picture of him with the NXT logo in the arena, wasn't it?
Yeah, a week before it was William Regal saying, I've got to go out and try and see if I can get a superstar of a name. And that was all you got. So it wasn't done, you know, sometimes do it like maliciously. And to rub the other company's face in the hat, I am now taking your star because you ain't got the money to keep hold of them. It was done quite...
I don't think that is to the American way of doing things. I think you see that in any wrestling promotion anywhere in the country, especially if you're running against other big companies in your sort of country or your sort of area. Everybody wants to outdo each other and have the best product they can. And if you get a chance to have a little slide dig at someone else, I think it goes on quite a lot.
True.
But they did surprisingly debut him as Cowboy James Storm in his full TNA gear that he'd had for his latest TNA faction and stuff. So it was strange that they just let him carry straight over with it.
Did the finger straight?
Did the Revolution thing as well? Yeah.
Finger.
But yeah, with regards to the main event, obviously Drew Galloway, fantastic caliber wrestler from the UK. Still wrestling for ICW because he's still the ICW champ as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
And from that, obviously, one of the other main guys in ICW is the current Hope Wrestling champ, Jack Jester. So,
I mean, obviously Jack's been with us. He debuted for Hope at show 2, so we're talking, he's been with us over 2 years now, so it's nearly 2.5 years.
Well, how long do you reckon he'll be able to hold on to the belt with the hungry crop of contenders that you've got lined up at Hope?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, but at the end of the day, he's taken on all comers so far and things. I mean, he's beaten Rampage Brown twice, which is no easy thing to do once, let alone twice. And obviously to go through the way that he won the title, he won it in a 6-way back at the second anniversary show, so he had to polish off 5 other guys through that. I mean, the guy, he doesn't back down from anybody. So your guess is as good as mine as to how long you can hang on to it for. He did suffer his second defeat in Hope last weekend as Bram managed to get the better of him, but obviously it was a non-title match, so Jester's kept the belt. But that might be interesting to see that unfold in time if Bram comes back, which I think he will.
Oh, good.
Nice.
We'll look forward to Bram going back to Hope. He's always been enjoyable to speak to whenever I've been there as a fan of the shows. Speaking of the show, that I was actually there on Friday. I see you got plans for Martin Kirby now.
Yeah, I mean, Kirby's someone that I've admired and loved on the British scene. I think everybody does. You can't help but love Kirby and his work and want to do something. I've wanted to do something with Kirby for a very long time, and obviously with the circumstances surrounding Chris Travis and obviously him having to step away and retire full time, it all kind of opens now for me to sort of move what I was going to do with Chris Travis and make it with Kirby. So fingers crossed we can do it all proud, and it should be a lot of fun to work with Kirby along the way.
Yeah, very much so. Excellent 4-way match at the show again. Really enjoyed that.
I mean, those guys, that was only reason that was Ryan Smile, Chris Tyler, Jake McCluskey and Robbie X. I mean, they're four of the top cruiserweights in this country, and you stick four guys like that in a match and you tell them, just go out there and do what you do best, and obviously you saw the result of what was around. So.
Yeah, I remember that Jake McCluskey from, I believe he was at your Kings of Flight tournament.
No, it's
Robbie
not Derby, same venue, good memory, same venue, but it was a month after. It was actually an Evolution show, Evolution 23, where we had Val Venus on it in his Bermuda shorts and his t-shirt.
Yes, well,
you were at both, so that would be why you've got that up there.
Yeah, I just remember that Jake.
We had that bloke that used to be Val Venus on our show, yeah.
He still had the voice, though there was that.
But tell you what, if you could have had Val Venus there and just had him in the back on a microphone, it would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
To be fair, I still enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, and I think the main event was actually really, really good. And despite Val Venus being in shorts and a t-shirt, it was still a good match. And Marty Scurll
carried him.
Yeah, carried him and did it at a really professional level. So
really,
Marty Scurll's a top talent, and he's going to be able to work with anything that's sort of put in front of him. And I don't think any of us were quite expecting what was put in front of him that night. But no, I'd actually say he did very well with it, Marty, and he did drag himself through to be quite a good main event in the end.
Cool.
What can you've also opened an academy up in Derby and Milton Keynes. What can we look to expect from that in the coming future?
Yes, two academies. Milton Keynes was basically, it came about from an existing academy already. I mean, there's been a lot of highly publicised issues with a wrestling promotion that did run in Milton Keynes, and they had a training academy and stuff, and obviously ended up with a lot of students who really wanted somewhere better to go and train, because this training academy that they've been part of in Milton Keynes hasn't really given them tools to get out there. I mean, this is the sort of place who used to give them 2 or 3 training sessions and then hurry them onto shows and give them things like that. So there were a lot of students around looking for a new place to train. I knew the guys who were coming out of there, and there's a chap down there who had a gym and stuff all ready for us called Paul McSherry, and we sat down and we had a chat, and he said, what would you want in order for us to sort of use Hope's name and make this a Hope Academy? So I sort of outlined to him what we want to do to make sure, obviously, that the training standards that the students were getting was now at a much, much higher level than they've been used to. He was very accommodating, and he agreed to basically what we said we needed, and he sort of gave me a list of stuff that he needed from us, and we came to an agreement, and yeah, we've managed to open that already. So that is now the Hope Wrestling Academy in Milton Keynes. At the moment they do 2 training classes a week down there, which is Tuesday nights from 8:30 to 10:30, and then big Saturday mornings from 11 until 1. But hopefully, obviously, the more that grows, the more full-time that will become. Derby is a completely different kettle of fish. Obviously, that is a £30,000 grant from Derby City Council with regards to opening a full-time venue. So we're going to look to have that open a minimum of 6 days a week, probably 7. Obviously, we've lined up some top trainers from all over the UK, including Ellie Guerrero, the head trainer.
Oh, right.
The academy and stuff there, and it's all coming together. It's a building in Derby that's been disused for several years, which is having a brand new roof put on and fully decked out, and it's going to have a full gym and cafe area and everything all in it as well. So it's hard work at the moment, but we're on schedule. We're aiming for the first week of February, I think, to be the launch. So it's exciting times, but watch this space with regards to Derby, because I do believe that given time that could become sort of a hub for wrestling training anywhere in the sort of middle of England.
It sounds very much like you got going for your own version of WWE's Performance Centre, purpose built.
Essentially, I mean that's obviously the business model. I mean, you'd be silly to ignore the way that they go about and do their business. And there are some very, very good academies already in the UK. I mean, if you look at WAW's academy, obviously where Paige came out of over in Norwich and things, and you sort of take what they do and how some of the guys they've now trained through and have come out, and just pick up tips and things from that. But we're looking to implement all of the good stuff from a lot of the better academies and things all into one place, and obviously make it full time. So trainers and different skills they can learn, then maybe they can then get themselves out there a little bit quicker and with a little bit more of a rounded product for themselves before they debut on the scene. Because a lot of guys come out of training academies, like I say, and you call them academies, they're not academies, they're a one-man band with a ring who thinks he'll put on a wrestling class and things like that. And half the time the guys taking these don't know themselves the basics and things, so how they can show other people is always beyond me. Obviously with us, it's going to be completely different. It's going to be full-on training programs. You're going to have a goal to reach by the end of things. We're going to monitor everybody's progress, and anything that people aren't able to grasp or master, obviously we'll spend more time with them making sure that they can grasp it and master. So as I say, fingers crossed, come the end of it, there'll be a better all-rounded product.
So it's not just the wrestling you're going for promo work, managerial work, the whole spectrum of it, not just the in-ring ability.
Absolutely everything. I mean, that to me is crucial. When I first sort of came around onto the scene and started doing my manager gimmick, I looked around to see if there was anybody and anywhere sort of taking classes for guys who wanted to be managers or things like that. Because it's not as easy as the rugby things. It's not a case of just standing at ringside and having a big mouth and things like that. There's an awful lot of things to consider. And I looked around and there was nowhere, absolutely no one offering a regular managerial or coaching to be a commentator. Because again, doing commentary live, there's so many things that you have to take into account when you're doing it. But it's not as easy as just sitting down and talking over a match and things like that. So I've been very fortunate to be able to work with a guy like Magic Mark and pick up. I mean, he carries me. There's no other way of describing it. He carries me massively on shows when we're doing commentary and things. And luckily, because I'm quite quick-witted and I'm usually able to sort of take the mickey out of him and things, that the combination of the two of us seems to do well. But if there'd been somewhere for me to go to listen and to learn how to do all these things before I started doing it, then maybe I wouldn't have messed up quite so many times as I did when I first started. So that will be the aim, yeah, where we'll be able to show people all the basics from in-ring stuff to managing, to commentating, to ring announcing. We're going to hopefully do the full spectrum, so there will be referees as well. Because again, a lot of guys just get thrown a referee shirt and say, get in there and referee. And it's not as easy as what it seems. So we'll be bringing in the top referees from the country and things like that. And fingers crossed, we'll be able to give everybody a more rounded base for whatever it is in wrestling they want to do.
Cool. Well, speaking of you, obviously landed with the referees there. I saw some fairly big news that one of the regular Hope referees, Craig Anderson, is going to be reffing for Global Forces UK tour.
He's there tonight. I don't know when you put this out, but obviously we're recording this on a Wednesday night, and it's Global Force up in Grimsby tonight, and Craig has got himself over there and onto that. He did send me a really lovely message. Craig is a lovely lad. I take the piss out of him all the time because he's just one of these. Craig is one of the nicest chaps you could ever come across, and the more you sort of pick at him and jab at him, the more he enjoys himself. Really, I think. But he's done phenomenal work. He's not been wrestling very long at all, and he's now one of the top referees in the country for me, without a shadow of a doubt. So he thoroughly deserves the opportunity he's got tonight to go and referee Global Force.
One of the other guys, we'd be saying obviously about your Hope Academy. I've noticed there's a few Hope regulars that will be appearing for Global Force as well as the referee. Robbie X, you mentioned earlier in the last show, he's at Global Force or been advertised for competing. And Marty Straw, someone else we've mentioned today, is also announced as going in there.
I mean, there's a lot of guys on there that have wrestled for us. Obviously, Doug Williams is there. He's back with us at the Milton Keynes over 18s debut, which is the 21st of November. Doug's back with us. Big Damo, he's worked for us quite a few times. He's on Global Force tonight. Nathan Cruz. There's some of the real top UK talent is there, sort of rubbing shoulders with some of the world's best.
Obviously, it's got to be you've got to have a sense of pride that they're guys that you've purposely picked for your own fed to go out there for your shows, who are now on such a big scale of things with Global Force. So it's
hugely. It's always nice to sort of see guys that you know. I mean, these are guys, so they're not just guys that I work with. They're guys that I came through the scene with myself and shared locker rooms with them and stuff long before I started promoting them. That I consider friends. So it's always nice to see your friends do well at something that they put so much hard work and effort into and have got so much passion.
Well, I think we'll leave it there, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for listening, folks. So
thanks a lot, Harvey.